And now to a topic important to so many folks who are in South Florida, the issue of teacher pay. Congresswoman Frederica Wilson is proposing a big salary increase for teachers.
A nationwide minimum of $60,000 a year. So let's look at some of these numbers. According to the National Education Association, the average teacher pay in Florida is $51,000 a year, and that makes us 48th in the nation. Here in Miami-Dade and Broward, the most expensive parts of the state, teacher salaries are at or just below the statewide average.
And the NEA says too many teachers are quitting, and that could cause a teacher shortage, which would be catastrophic. So, Congresswoman, first of all, thank you for joining us. Tell us about the bill that you have introduced.
Well, this bill will set a minimum wage for teachers all across the United States at $60,000. Teachers have been underpaid and undervalued for too long, and it's time to put a stop to it. Many of our teachers have to work 2 jobs in order to make ends meet. They drive Ubers, they work in retail. It's time to stop.
$60,000 to some might seem very significant, but we know that that money goes further or not as far in different parts of the country and even different parts of the state. So let's look at Miami-Dade. $60,000 here is not going to go as far as in some other smaller communities. Is there anything in the bill to sort of allot for that difference?
Well, the $60,000 is the minimum. Any teacher, any person graduating from college, and you know, teachers have to have a 4-year degree, some have master's degree, they have very difficult tests that they have to pass, federal tests, state tests, all of this preparation, more than any other profession as far as I know on that same level. So when you step into a classroom, the minimum you can make is $60,000, no matter where it is. Think about it. What happens to your children all day? What do you do with them? You take them and you put them in a school. And that teacher is responsible for those children from sometimes 7:30 in the morning till 7:30 at night. We have before care and we have after care. So they are shaping and molding and mentoring and loving and educating the children of the nation. We need to pay them.
Yep, critical work.
No doubt it is a tough job, and I know it's near and dear to your heart because you're a former teacher and principal. So what will this plan cost, and how will we pay for it?
Well, we're going to pay for it just like we pay for everything else. And what it costs, we're still looking through that because it's a brand new bill. It's brand new, but it has taken off like wildfire because everyone is interested in teachers because we know what happened during the pandemic. When school closed, teachers kept our children on task, and it kept parents sane.
Yeah.
When I would see parents in the grocery store or in the pharmacy, they would say, "Miss Wilson, I never knew that being a teacher was so hard. These children are running me crazy. I have 3 at home.
Oh, yeah.
All these teachers are invaluable. Let's pay them."
I had a kindergartner learning on Zoom, so I know exactly what they are talking about, the work that teachers do. You just cannot even put a price on that most of the time. At the State of the Union address, President Biden said we need to give teachers a raise, and applause from both sides of the aisle. So what kind of support are you getting for this bill?
I'm getting lots of support. Bernie Sanders in the Senate is carrying the bill in the Senate. And so we're just getting lots of support. Everyone, I want you to call your senator, your U.S. senator, and call your member of Congress and tell them. Tie up the phone line, send them a letter, send them an email. Let them know that you appreciate your child's teachers, your children's teachers. I was in the mall the other night and one of my grandsons saw a lady in the counter and she said, "Hi, Tristan," and he said, "Hi, Miss Sanchez." I said, "How do you know Miss Sanchez?" He said, "She's my English teacher."
Wow. And
so
working at the mall.
teachers have to work a second job. And we're finding that 45% of people nowadays don't want their children to be teachers.
Well, that's
simply because of the pay.
Wow, and they are so vital. Yeah, well, thank you so much, and I can almost hear a lot of teachers watching this broadcast applauding the idea. So let's see where it goes, and of course, we'll keep tabs on exactly where it goes.
Thank you, Jill.
Congresswoman, thanks so much for joining us tonight.